Continuing the discussion.
I know Neela, you was cut off, but it's like you mentioned something interesting. Like, talk to us about what you were saying. You was about to talk your stuff, man. Come on.
No, I was just saying that this is not an issue of race. This is not something that has to do with what color you are or what your ethnicity or your background. It has everything to do with people's safety and overall safety and making sure that the country is running smoothly. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or Asian. Like, if you are not in a position to own a gun, then you should not own one. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's like the best way to keep our children safe and keeping us safe.
I feel like even when this situation occurred, and even with our school in general, it's just like nowadays, it's like you gotta prepare for the worst, but still pray for the best.
That is so true.
Like,
Amen.
Like you said, even with these situations, it's like something has to give. Like,
Right.
We talk about all this stuff about how we need to make a change, but nothing is going on.
Right.
You know, I don't understand that.
Less talking and more action.
Exactly.
More democracy, more facts, facts and love. Well, I don't know about rage here. About this. No,
Rage.
Look, this is what they post on here. This is the information that was given here because they mentioned about the stuff we should care about, the earth, the believing. This is one of the things that I definitely would want the ladies to say on this, and like believe in women, like because they have the Me Too movement, the Her Too, the Them Too, and the Times Up movement. But what are your thoughts on this? What do you think what we should do throughout 2018 to make women more powerful, and that way they don't feel more sexually harassed?
Respect women.
I
Like,
mean,
Yeah, that's
oh, we can't.
Baby, I gotta. No, just keep going.
Keep going.
Sorry. Just it's really
But they gotta
about
respect us too.
Just what?
They gotta respect us too.
y'all would not be here if it wasn't for us.
Don't make this about
I have a
you.
question
Hold on.
before you talk. Do you guys have a Me Too movement?
Wait, first-
Who always had the
I
long
didn't
end of
expect
the
you to
stick?
curse, though.
Who always had the long end of the stick from the beginning of time? Did you guys have to fight for? I mean, black men had to fight for
Okay.
rights to vote, but
Yeah.
then white men have to fight for the right to vote. But white women had to fight for the right to vote.
Hold on
So
to
women
that.
always had the shorter end of the stick. So we
Yes.
don't have to respect y'all.
Yes.
Hey.
Because you guys already have, what we
Wait,
do
wait, hold on, hold on. I got someone out there.
we have to respect everybody.
You gotta
But-
respect everybody,
But
right?
I do
Not
think
all
that
men
women
look
need
at
to fight for more respect.
Not all men look at
Exactly.
women as a sex object, okay?
And it doesn't have to do with just with the sexuality, because that's a society thing. I think DNA-wise, and we were trained and bred and taught by our parents that, oh, you have to provide for a woman because she cannot do it herself. Because for the past 60 years, women weren't allowed to make enough money to pay for a house
themselves,
or,
right.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever
true.
the case may be. And we're still fighting for equal wages.
Let me
That
guess, you
was
got
what-
an
and
A+
then
in
later on
history
they
before,
changed
right?
the laws to make it happen for all women of all color, or no matter who they are.
Honestly, like off rip, like I'm gonna be honest, like this is a very like important topic and very like beautiful that we talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But like I think, like first off, everyone should respect everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
exactly.
that's first and foremost. But my point is that I think over time, like social norms change.
Yeah.
Social
Yes.
norms change every 10 years. Like for example, like women usually being the caretakers and the stay-at-home
Yeah.
moms.
Right.
But there's men, like from an emotional standpoint, that's more fitting to stay at home with kids than a mother.
Right.
Because they're more
Yeah.
nurturing. So I think like, you know, the social
Gender
norms,
roles.
like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
It's gonna change every 10 years and it's just a matter of like whatever works, works.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Earlier when I said we don't have to respect y'all. Like, I'm not saying that not to respect anyone,
understand.
because the world.
We just have to fight for respect.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, because the world works out of respect for each other. So we need to respect one another. But what I'm saying is, us women, and as a black woman in America, I have to fight harder and much more
That's
than a
true.
man does. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
I have
right.
to
Yes.
strive for my respect. I have to work twice as hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's still, till this day, women still make less than men. Like, we
That is
still
true.
do till this day, and
That's
it's 2018.
Yeah.
And we take 2 steps forward, but we're also taking 3 steps back. So it's not really, we're not, how much progress are we making? You know what I mean?
But to your point, I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna get better for you guys.
I
definitely.
agree.
And of course, but it's gonna get better for the reason that people don't understand social media. It's like social media is actually exposing who we truly are. Like there's a reason why those people in Hollywood are getting caught. Like this is the most important time to actually be a good person because you can't hide anymore. It's like back then,
It's like once you see something, it's like,
That's it.
but no,
Yeah.
but bigger than that. It's like back then, like back in the day, if something was going on behind the scenes, you'd make like if you had a top executive level, you make a phone call to Fox, like, yo, shut that shit down. But now it's like when you have social media,
Exposing everyone.
Yeah, it really
a
is.
tweet or something can go so
It-
viral.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
you may feel like I don't have that much followers. No,
So-
once
Once
you
you
post
put it
it,
up, that's it.
everybody
So-
gonna
so-
see
It's
it.
up there permanently.
So now being a good person is more important than ever.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And it's just very, like I said, like we all said, like it's just very important to just respect one another and just live accordingly and just respect the fact that women, like we have it harder and you know, we're the caregivers.
Yes,
like,
that's what I said.
Right?
Yeah, you guys are-
You know how painful it is to give birth? I don't know. But
Okay,
do you
you're
know?
all right. Well, my mom complained about that. She pushed my ass out. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you, but Dave, let's talk.
Well,
Right? Gotta give it to the guys, man.
Yeah,
Right?
well, yes. And look, I happen to agree here because, you know, when men make more than women, which I don't mind, but we don't want the woman to feel left out and get paid less. They should be paid what everyone else
Yes,
is paid
I
here,
agree.
all right? Because they have their families to live.
But
There's
it's all
some
about their
people,
level of experience.
yes, all about the level of experience.
Right.
But
It should be
there's
based
al-
on that, not gender.
but you also have
qualifications.
in our society
So-
young people who are getting pregnant early and they need money in order.
They fast, man.
Yeah, it goes fast. That's the thing we have to like control.
Crazy
it.
fast, man. What you talking
But
about?
then
Now
that's
look.
just that's
Fast ass
just
people.
but then that's just more so about teenagers, and that's not
Exactly.
and that's just about teenagers having sex at a very young, having unprotected sex at a
But
very
what
young
causes them
age
to
and
have
getting pregnant.
unprotected sex at a young age?
Because they're not
many
thinking.
variables.
Because people are curious.
That's a human thing.
It's a human
It's been
thing.
happening since the beginning of mankind.
They're just doing that just because they're them and they just want.
They just
It's
want
them high school days.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be with their boys, be like, oh, I just such and such with her. But it's like you never tried it before.
that's
So you really don't got that
That's a
clear.
lack of
That's the
explanation, but okay. It's many variables. You feel me? I understand you're joking, but it's many variables to that. Like that being one.
And then you always got that one person who's on the side and all they do is laugh because
Yeah,
they can't
well,
relate.
Let me just say this because one
Oh,
day.
man.
That was me.
I'll tell you. That was me when I was. I'll tell you. Okay, there you go. That was personal. Listen, I'll tell you like, and this is just you know what I'm saying from like personal experience. Like the main reason whether it's boy or girl that you know at such a young age kids or teens do engage in that activity is mainly because of insecurity. You feel me? It's like, no,
I
like
didn't
that's
think of that, bro.
Something to validate them.
yeah, like that's
Wow.
facts. You
Yeah,
feel me? And
that's
then
true.
especially like, and you know, I graduated high school like this past June, so it wasn't until like I actually got out of that environment that I realized like, wow, like.
Nobody gives.
But like not only that, but like I was very insecure and like I cared about what other people thought.
yeah.
And on top of that, it's like
You
when
can't be like that, bro. You gotta move on.
It's very
Exactly.
interesting that you would say that, but what I do think that also is people give into peer pressure because I realized that when I was going to school and a lot of people were talking about when we would come back from summer vacation, everybody was like, "Oh, I did this, that, and the third,"
Yeah, that
and
is
then
true.
like I wouldn't have a story to share, so I would feel like, "Oh my God," like I feel so left out of the conversation. So I'm like, okay, well I have to go try something and I have to come back with a story time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to
So
make
there's always,
yourself
like,
feel
pressure.
poppin'.
Yes,
You know
now,
what I'm saying?
now here's the
Wait,
thing.
wait.
Here's the thing, because you know people are gonna come up to you and say, "Do you have a story?" And then they're gonna come up and go like this. We'll be right back.